Well, hello again everybody, welcome back to the garage where we're carrying on trying to get the street triple back on the road, and we need to get that fuel pump sorted out. So just to recap, there's nothing essentially wrong with the fuel pump, it's just that I broke the little pipe off when I took the tank off, and I haven't been able to fix it back on again. I did try a glue repair, but that was ultimately unsuccessful. And with a new replacement pump running at over £400, I was still looking for some sort of other solution than just replacing with a new part. Now I did obtain from eBay this metal quick release coupling, which my plan was to cut the plastic pipe off completely flush with the base of the pump and perhaps install this, maybe with an elbow to get it pointing in the right direction to match the old pump. However, while I was waiting for that to arrive, I saw this on eBay. This is a second-hand petrol pump. It's exactly the right part number, and the description said it came off a low mileage bike, so it's a sort of reclaimed part, and it was on for £69. So with the postage I think it was 70 something, about 75. So I snapped it up, and the aim today is to fit that and see if that brings everything back up to a nice working condition. So the first thing is going to be to siphon the remaining fuel out of the petrol tank. I've got my spare diesel heater tank to store the petrol in. Well, that was easier said than done. There is quite a lot of petrol still in there, but maybe we can get that out when we've got a nice hole where the pump is. So they're T30 Torx bolts holding it in. Well, that's the pump out. That was a bit of a gain. Before we go much further, let's get the rest of that petrol out. No, I don't think we're going to get anywhere with that. It is only a bit of a dribble anyway. Righto, well there we go. The old pump and the new pump, or the new second-hand pump. And yeah, time to just fit this in. Should really fit a new seal at the same time, but I haven't got one, so. But actually I have swapped the seal across from my old pump onto this new second-hand pump, because the seal on my pump seemed to be in a more good flexible condition. The one on the new pump did seem to be a little bit hard, and actually was shrunken a little bit, so it didn't properly fit in the groove. So yeah, I've reused the original seal off my bike. Fingers crossed that works. Now there is in the book a tightening sequence for these. Basically you do opposite sides as you go round. There's also a torque setting of 9 Newton meters, and I did go out and buy myself some 1/4 inch drive Allen key socket things so I could do the fork clamps, but yeah, now this is a torque setting, so I haven't got anything that will fit on the torque wrench to give me a Torx head fitting to tighten these up. So again, I'm just going to have to go by feel. There we go, that's the new pump in. Now let's get the tank back on the bike. Yeah, it is super difficult to get that tank on without nipping up any wires or anything. I had to double check that petrol pipe. I'm pretty sure that's clipped on properly. So now I'm going to put the petrol from my old diesel tank here, never been used for diesel, back into the tank and just double check that nothing immediately starts leaking out. That all seems goodish, so let's reconnect the battery. Right, let's give it a try and see if it starts up.
Neither of them would speak to me because I did something else like that again. So, come over here now, just in case there's any sparks. It's going to take a minute, isn't it? Is it automatic start? It's not kick start, is it?
Well, I think the fuel pump needs to fire up for a little while because obviously everything's been disconnected, so it might take a little while to get the fuel around. Let's try again.
You've got a bulb out the front.
Yeah, maybe there's not enough juice in that. Let's try with the jump pack. Right, fingers crossed for this.
You've got mine, if you do.
I got my fingers crossed. Well, that was hopeless.
That wasn't it hopeless, wasn't it? Try again.
What's that noise that it's making?
I'm not actually sure what all those noises are. Some of the noises, hopefully, are the fuel pump.
Try again.
Now, a couple of people suggested maybe this switch is playing up, which is a possibility.
That noise is annoying me. I don't like it.
Sounds like an old fax machine, doesn't it?
Sounds like you.
Well, Grandpa sounds like an old fax machine sometimes. Fine, isn't it? Have you got fuel in it?
Yeah, there's a bit of fuel in it. There's
What's this?
certainly enough to start it. That's the brake fluid.
Have you knocked any electrical things while you're putting everything back on?
Well, that is a possibility. Yeah, I may have dislodged some vital component.
How long did it take you to sort of fix it?
I'm not sure I fixed it.
Well, you sort of fixed it. Or get it all back together.
Not too long.
Yeah, that noise sounds like a frog that's died. No, it sounds like a cat dying. It's going. That's what it sounds like.
Come on.
Come on, you stupid little monkey.
Oh,
Can you use a wild wire brush on the connection to see if that works?
there's all sorts of things I suppose it could be. Yeah.
Where your jump start bit is, just in case there's any dirt.
Well, I think that's got a good connection.
Mm.
Seems to have.
Are you sure it's got a good connection, mate?
I'm not really sure of anything.
And then you're not sure that maybe something was broken when it broke? Yeah, wait, yeah, maybe something broke when the motorbike broke.
Couldn't sound too promising, Tom.
Grandpa, maybe something broke when the motorbike was broken.
Yes. Something that's definitely still not right, is it?
Maybe just buy a bunch of new stuff and fix it with
He's already done that, sweetheart.
I keep thinking that that's going to work when it makes that noise, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just not quite got enough feel in it yet and it's picking up it's not got feel.
I was going to
The lights are very bright and blinding.
What is that noise?
I don't know.
I've no idea what that noise is, to be honest.
And I don't like it.
Is there an airlock in it? Could it be an airlock?
No, it always makes that noise.
You ain't got any fuel in there, honey.
There's fuel in there. There's definitely fuel in there.
Show me.
Then you put a little bit back more in.
I haven't really got any more.
This is where you took it out of there. In that thing, there.
No, that's back in there. That is back in there.
Why does it sound like? Why does it?
Yeah, I'm not sure we should have smoke like that.
Yeah, it never normally smokes, does it? Well, at least it's working. That's the main thing.
Yeah, it seems like we've got a sticking throttle and a little bit of smoke from the bottom end there. Might just be oil and stuff that got spilt on the engine while I was working on it. Not entirely sure, but certainly need to sort that sticking throttle issue out. I'm going to disconnect the battery and we're going to go and have some fish and chips. Ha! You thought I was going to give up, didn't you? Well, I couldn't really leave it at that. Sticking throttle, I thought, well, most obvious thing is sticking throttle cable. So I've just taken this apart, given it a good old squirt of plus gas. This mirror had been knocked all the way round and I've got a feeling that was binding a little bit against the throttle grip. So I think we might be okay now. Yeah, it seems to be snapping back quite positively now. Maybe, I mean, I have been riding it in the wet, maybe a little bit of moisture got in there and just enough to start clagging that throttle cable up a little bit. I've got a new throttle cable actually to fit on here if it is causing problems. So yeah, but for the moment I'm actually quite encouraged by this. Next time it's probably going to be time to put the seat on and take it for a bit of a test ride, but for now I have promised them their fish and chips. We're Sunday morning now. Did have lovely fish and chips last night with Nikki and Mia. I've now got myself the correct hexagon headed socket thingy for me torque wrench, so I'm going to go ahead and torque these top yoke bolts up to the correct 26 Newton meters. Yeah, did take a little bit more, so my guesswork was a little bit slack on those, so definitely shows it's well worth doing it properly with a torque wrench. Right, let's reconnect the battery and see if she'll start. Right, I'm not expecting too much from this because I'm expecting to need the jump pack, but let's give it a go. Yeah. Try with the jump pack. Right, so the jump pack's on and connected. I think if she fires up now, we can be fairly sure that the problem probably is the battery. Let's give it a go. Now there's a door nail on that switch. We do wonder if it could be the starter motor relay that's causing the problem, or possibly this switch. Yeah, weird. Nah, I'm getting nothing, I'm afraid. Let's try once more. Fingers crossed. Nah. So folks, seems like we're not out of the woods yet. I wonder if the next thing to try is that starter motor relay. It's odd though, because we did have it running lovely last night in the end once we freed up that sticking throttle cable. It was starting on the button every time once I got that initial start out the way. So yeah, a bit weird. Anyway, I've promised young Mia that we're going to have a go at some airbrushing, so I've got to round this up here and we'll get back to it again in the next video. In the meantime, I think I might be cycling to work tomorrow.